What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? The brave students at East Ridge High School in Tennessee walked out of class and gathered on the football field Friday in protest of a school resource officer's actions while arresting one of their own earlier in the week. Straight up, right on. Fight the power, East Ridge. That's right. Let me tell y'all something, fam. If you haven't watched the video, you must watch the video of the actions of this resource officer. This is why I say, fam, they don't need to be in the schools. They come to the schools and many of them go in with the same type of energy they have on the streets. And by the way, this officer requested to return to street patrol after the heat got on him for dragging this kid by the hair. Yeah, dragged him by the hair. Now, the young man that he drugged was accosted by this thug because he did not want to play kickball. He wanted to play basketball instead. In fact, he went to go play basketball instead, and the teacher, coach, or whatever he is, didn't want him to play basketball. So he went over and snatched the ball out of his hands, and then he tried to make him leave the gym and all this stuff. The kid didn't want to, so here comes the resource officer, Billy Badass. It's gonna make him leave, and the kid wouldn't put his hands behind his back and all of that stuff, and so he maced him. At one point, the kid, calls his father. In fact, he called his father before he got maced. And his father obviously shows up to the school, and another officer, resource officer, helps the kid wash his face from the pepper spray. But they put him in the car anyway. I don't know if they sent him to jail, but they put the kid in the car anyway. Now, since then, there have been a whole lot of protest. Now, let me address something real quick, fam. Invariably, every time there's an incident where a white police officer do something to black folks, people say, oh, well, here come the protests, here come the protests. They only protest when a white officer does something. When white people do something to them, they don't protest when they do something to each other. Like, for example, a black person go out there and kill another black person and commit just a particularly, egregious act, right? And people like, well, where's the protest? Well, you don't really have to protest that type of stuff because those people, when they get caught, they go to jail. And this is for all you super dummies out there. I'm going to say this again because I've said it many times. The reason why people take to the streets is not because, oh, he white, and so we're going to take to the streets just because he's white. No, it's because in America, white cops got a history of getting off when they abuse black people and kill black people. When black people kill black people or black people commit crimes against black people, if the police find out who it is, that black person ass is going to jail, and he's immediately going to be he's going to be held accountable. That's how it go. So that's why you ain't got to pick up the protest. People protest when there's injustice, when justice don't operate the way it should. That's why people protest. They don't protest based on color, you damn dummy. They protest when justice is denied. They protest when they feel that justice might be denied, when justice will not be served. That's why the protests come with these white officers when they violate black people. Because these people know we better put some pressure on these fools. We better bring some attention to this, or else they're going to sweep it under the rug, dummy. How many times I got to tell y'all that? Some of y'all got cognitive dissonance. Y'all only hear what you want to hear and just take off running. But you ain't getting away with that on this channel. Oh, no. If I don't check you, one of the subscribers will check you. They'll get you. One of them will get you. You're not getting away with that over here, fam. I know the game. And you know what the game is? Get these young black kids acclimated to prison as fast as you can. Get them a criminal record. That's why them resource officers are in the schools, trying to get them kids them records, trying to put them cases on those kids early on. Get them used to being in handcuffs. Get them used to being handled by the police. Their asses got to go. I don't like none of them. They need to be out of the schools. If a resource officer is needed, then they need to be on the outside of the schools. They need to be sitting their ass in the parking lot, outside of the schools. They need to be on the perimeter of the schools. The students shouldn't have to walk around from class to class and see the police all day, every day. It's like being occupied during education time. How you gonna get your education and these fools is running around, they standing around mean mugging you, ready to click on you at any moment? The teacher escalated the situation. If he had never put his hands on that boy, all of the other things that happened afterwards never would have happened. But he got in his feelings because the boy wouldn't cooperate with him. So he just had to put his hands on him. He put his hands on that boy. He should be fired also. Well, I'm saying also, ain't nobody been fired yet. But he should have been fired. Absolutely, he need to be fired. These dudes who stretch their authority, they don't have any experience in conflict resolution. They go from 0 to 100 and they got authority. They go from 0 to 100 and they're over here trying to tell other people how to behave. They're in control of other bodies and they don't have an inkling of how to operate among civilized people. I say lock him up. Lock the teacher up. Lock up the resource officer. And that K9. If you got a K9, lock the K9 up too. I don't like them damn dogs. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?